The Supreme Court has allowed Gulf Guam to seek compensation from the Navy for the cleanup of Ordot Dump. Describing it as an emotional and a huge win for Guam, the community has weighed in on the Supreme Court decision, and at the center is the community of Ordot Pago, whose residents live in proximity to the dump and who bore witness to efforts to close the dump site, which has been described as an environmental and health hazard to the community. Mayor Jesse Gogui of Ordot Pago, in an interview with K57's Patty Arroyo, says his family is tied to the community, and those who grew up in the area saw the effects of the dump site to nearby Lonfit River, which feeds into Pago Bay.
And so, having been raised in this village and spending most of my days, my family spending most of our days, smelling that dump. I mean, this is huge. What was huge for us more than anything, and even though there was some resistance in how it was done, what was huge for us and a huge win was, the assignment of a receiver to get that darn thing closed. Mm-hmm. And so now that it's closed, I feel some redemption on the part of the people of Guam, and holding everybody, including the military, accountable for what's in that unregulated dump site.
Gogui says he has confidence in Guam's leadership that we will see some sort of compensation come to Guam for the payment of the closure of the dump. Meanwhile, Ray Choco, a former resident of the area from 1995 to around 2016 to 2017, describes what it was like living near the dump.
But in those times, it's just, there's a lot of things. When there's a fire that was happening at the dump, I remember once we were evacuated and we were housed at the Cliff Hotel. But for the most part, it happened a few times in the years that we were there. But I think the other thing, and that affected almost everyone in Ordot, was the smell. The odor was not good, and it was there since I can remember.
While there may be repercussions to the prolonged exposure of the community to the dump site, Mayor Gogui says that there have been no discussion about a class action lawsuit yet. Before, it was more of a fight to get the dump closed permanently. But Mayor Gogui says that there have been half a dozen homes in the area when the dump was still active, and at this point, none of the families have approached him about the possibility of filing a lawsuit. Luella Lucinio, PNC News First.